Well, hello everybody, and welcome to LA Dodger Report. Today, bringing a little bit of opinion to you about the Yuli Gurriel situation, which really is not a situation at all. Let's bring you up to speed. Remember, last season during the World Series, Gurriel hit a home run off of Yu Darvish. He was happy. It was his first postseason home run. Who wouldn't be thrilled? He got into the dugout, and cameras caught him doing this and calling Darvish a chinito. Now, I'm not going to talk so much about whether or not chinito is racist, but this thing is definitely a racist gesture. Is Yuli a racist? Well, look, the Washington Redskins carry around what arguably is a racist slur against Native Americans for the name of their team. The Cleveland Indians use what is arguably a racist caricature of, once again, Native Americans. Are those teams racist? I don't quite think so, but those are racist characteristics and racist slurs. What makes the difference between that and a racist gesture is what makes them racist or not. The difference is Yuli played in Japan for several years. The guy knows it's bad. He admitted himself that he knows Asians don't like this, but he does it anyway. That's the difference between I made a racist gesture and I made a mistake. Sorry about that. That's the difference between that and, haha, you don't like it. You're telling me it's racist, but it's okay with me. I'm going to do it anyway because it's funny. That makes somebody or an organization racist. Now, sticking with Yuli, the racist. The MLB agreed with the fact that it was a racist gesture and that it was the wrong thing to do. How do we know? They went ahead and suspended him. Difference here? Money. Because there's big money in the World Series, they put his punishment, his discipline off until 2018. Fast forward, here we are at the beginning of the season. Gurriel is supposed to be serving, or was supposed to serve, a 5-day suspension without pay. What happened? Gurriel shows up to spring training with a broken hand, has surgery on it, and when the season opened, instead of putting the guy on the disabled list, they put Gurriel on the restricted list. What is the restricted list? Well, this is something that teams will put a guy on when he, for example, is suspended because of drug use, or he has a domestic problem and needs to leave the team for whatever reason. When you're on the restricted list, you remain on the team. It's not a disciplinary move. You can be paid or not, and you're free to come back. They used the restricted list for 5 days for Gurriel. That was supposedly the serving of his suspension. After the 5 days were over, they shifted him to the disabled list, and nothing is lost. So for the Astros, Gurriel never lost any time. He never served any discipline, and he and the team pretty much get away scot-free without missing anything. Now, the problem with this is that the MLB and the Astros especially missed out on a teachable moment. First, the MLB missed out on that teachable moment when they let Gurriel slip through their fingers during the World Series and they let him play. New season rolls around. That suspension is back in the news. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen. And what happens? Nothing. The Astros tweak a few knobs and they let the guy get away with virtually no discipline. And therefore, the Astros get to wink at their fans. They get to wink at MLB. They get to wink at you, Darvish, and the Dodgers and say, ha ha, whatever we did doesn't matter. It doesn't count. And we can flaunt the justice as we please. They missed out on the moment to teach their youngest fans that what Gurriel did was wrong. And he should serve, no matter how modest, he should serve that suspension like a man and admit that what he did was wrong. But the Astros let it slide, they let it fly, and now we are where we are. If Chief Wahoo could cry, he'd shed a tear. Peace.